Can't do shit at your service. You guys want to see how OCD can be leveraged to achieve stunning results? Just finished routing all the wires for the amp relocation. I'd like to walk through it.
If you can see right there, that's up above the driver's kick panel, and that is where the factory wiring comes in on the driver's side from under the hood. So that's where I ran the power wire through, so we don't have to drill any holes or anything like that. I just ran it through that existing factory boot, plenty of extra room in there.
Now you can't see it, but from there it has to go through the fender. So when I was routing it, I did have to jack it up a little bit, take this wheel off, drop the wheel well plastic, not all the way, but just right here in this area, sort of enough to get it down so I could pull the wire through. And then it just comes out of the fender right there next to the battery and into the fuse holder that's mounted right on top of the battery tie-down bracket. And inside the car is where you get to see the really cool routing tricks. Coming down from that kick panel, we tucked it in this factory clip that used to hold the hose for the rear windshield sprayer, but I don't use the wiper anymore. I took it off. I did a delete on the wiper, so I don't need that hose. So now I can use every single little plastic clip that used to hold that hose going along here, which is just 3 of them, but it makes it for a really neat factory looking routing job. Then we go under the fuel lines and we follow along this wire bracket that's under the driver's seat. I popped open this wire shroud that goes over the console so that I can put my power wire inside of it and route it with the factory wires. So you see it goes over the console, down through the other wiring shroud, and then under the passenger seat. Of course, I got my ground right here because we want to be no more than 2 feet away from the amp with a nice short ground wire. That's what we got going on here. And then you see all of my non-power related stuff, like my things that end up going behind the stereo, like my speaker wire, remote wire, RCAs. They all run up here alongside this factory wiring shroud because this group cannot fit in there. That power wire barely could. And then I just kind of zip tied them along the factory wiring here next to the shifter. Under there, I did put some loom on them to protect them and to make it look factory. And the loom continues up until they go inside the dash here to connect to the radio. And then from there, got our subwoofer wire. Also using some factory clips to retain it along that were not used. We're gonna run it underneath the butt cushion for the back seat, underneath the shrouds for the evap system components, and over into this corner where the custom box gets mounted.